Developing tonight, a group of rookie officers is on their way out, according to the NYPD. Sources tell us they never should have been hired in the first place.
So why were they then patrolling our streets? Investigator Masa Saidi getting some answers and both sides of the story tonight.
Tonight, stunning news. Dozens of cops allegedly unfit to serve on the force and on the street. The investigation sparked after it was revealed the recruits failed their psych evaluation. Looking deeper, the sources say the department discovered they also allegedly lied during the application process. For example, failing to disclose prior license suspensions, arrests, even criminal convictions. According to the NYPD, the officers were initially told they were barred, quote, receiving final notices of disqualification. Yet somehow they were still hired. Here's former NYPD Lieutenant Darren Porcher.
If the allegations are investigated and they're deemed to be credible or quote-unquote true, then these individuals should not be police officers.
Right. An NYPD spokesperson says the department was not legally allowed to hire these individuals and was forced to inform them they could no longer continue. But the police officers union pushing back. Quote, these police officers aren't responsible for the NYPD's broken hiring process. The PBA president saying, quote, as far as they knew, they were qualified to be officers because the NYPD hired and trained them.
Another great question regarding the hiring process. Are drug tests still required?
Absolutely, guys.
This all happening in the midst of a mass exodus at the department. Data shows in 2023, hundreds more officers left the force than joined. In response, this year, the police commissioner reduced the number of college credits required to become a cop.
In 2023, this requirement led to the disqualification of 29% of NYPD applicants, meaning we turned away 2,275 potential officers. We can't afford to do that any longer.
So 31 officers are involved here, according to police sources. They've been on the job less than 2 years. They were part of the 2024 and 2025 class, we're told. In the next 24 hours, these officers either have to resign or they will be fired. Again, the union is pushing back against that. Coming up at 6, we're looking at what happens with the arrests that have already been made by these officers since it's being claimed that they're not trustworthy.
So we heard two sides there in your report. Who then is responsible for this?
Right.
So the person in charge of the unit that's in charge of hiring has been transferred out, according to sources, and they are facing disciplinary charges. That's all we know at this hour. But
yeah, see, that's the bigger problem right there. The bigger problem is you hired these people illegally, then you want to enforce it like 1.5 years, 2 years later. These people that made arrests, these people have been running the streets, probably been doing it whatever, unregulated, and now you want to get on their ass. Look, you got to correct your wrong. So any person that these individuals arrested in, or let's say anybody that these people arrested and or took to court, you might have to reevaluate the situation and either recharge those people that got time and or let them go. Because if I was driving on an invalid license and I crashed to someone, it's going to be my fault, regardless if it was the other person's fault, right? Because I'm not supposed to be on the road. I'm not even supposed to be in possession of a vehicle when I crashed this car, and I crashed it. Even if I wasn't in the wrong, I shouldn't have been on the road, right? So this person, even if this person didn't have a valid license to be a police officer, any arrest that that person has made is invalid. It's kind of like if a police officer or the law, they do a search warrant on your home. Anything, they say they search your home illegally. So for instance, police come in your house and they start searching your house and start getting evidence at your home. Anything they find is not admissible in court due to the fact that they never got a legal a judge signed a search warrant for that home. So everything that they collected from that home is invalid and it will be tossed out. That's what's going to have to happen in this situation. And I thought at first this was going to say, I do this freestyle. So I thought at first that it was going to tell me that these are illegal immigrants because at one point, the state of Illinois was trying to hire illegal immigrants to be police officers in Chicago. Yes. So I thought New York City had done the same thing, but it seems like they were legal. They just weren't compliant with being a police officer. So psyche valves, they're failing them. You know, it's like failing a test, but they still give you a license to become a police officer or something. And you still roam the streets as if you didn't, like, as if you did not pass, but then, you know, as if you did pass, but you didn't. So in this aspect, hey, you got to do the right thing, man. You got to take these officers off the street. You either got to fix their problems if they got the problems, or just let them go. I know they already went too far by training them even more, but that was the problem. The downfall is y'all knew that they were incompetent up for the job, or didn't fit the job description based on mental status. It could be on other stuff like prior. So they lied to you to get in there, priors, mental status, and you let them in anyway, knowing that. See, that's the problem with the system, because now you're letting bankrupt people. It's like you become a Fed, right? And the Fed lets somebody become a federal agent and they have hella debt. That's a no-no for the federal agents. You're not supposed to have hella debt because you can easily be bought. So that's why they don't allow people with bad credit to become federal agents. Now, that being said, the same with this in New York City. You can't allow these people to become, you know, and definitely when you know it. You can't let these people be police officers, definitely when you know that they're not legit or they haven't fully went through the process. Then they lied about priors and experience and mental status and they failed. Now you're trying to enforce it 2 years later. See, the problem is now these people have made arrests, made tickets, people that paid the tickets, people that went to jail probably over these officers, and nothing has happened. Now, not saying those people are wrong, but yo, hey, your crew ain't have no license, man. Your crew ain't have no license, and you just gotta, you know, that's just the law. You can't play it that way that you want to play it. So, in this aspect, if the law feeds you in a certain way, so if say I'm the bad guy, and the police officer that prosecuted me in court said I was speeding 20 miles over, 25 miles over, and I got convicted, and I gotta go to jail for say like 30 days or something small, right? If he didn't have a valid license as a police officer, he was never technically a police officer that pulled me over. So that being said, I should get those charges dropped immediately. That's what it's seeming like. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong in the comment section. You know, it's a lot of analogies I'm trying to throw at you at once. But it's your boy Angelo Savage. Don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy. Peace. Let's go.